Okay, so looking at your sequencing coursework for shopping for your AS Music Technology, we should be at the stage now where most of your parts are entered, so the MIDI's there and everything's sounding correct and it follows the score and so on. So this video really concentrates on getting everything ready to mix the final stage really. So first thing I've done is to prepare all of the parts by putting them in order, making sure that everything's labelled correctly and clearly, and then the order that they follow, again you can do it any way you want, but I tend to work with the drums at the top or anything that's percussion based. I follow it then with the bass, any pad or chord sounds, followed by the synths. All of these instruments in this sort of lower sort of third represent the instruments which only really come in around here, which is for the interlude or for the breakdown section where it goes into 3/4. Then finally I've got the synth brass over the last section, and the vocals and the vocoder part, which doubles the vocals in the chorus. So what I would like to do is all of the different parts or the layers that make up this bass sound, it would be easier, instead of having to like click and do 4 different things every time I want to change one level, it'd be nicer if they were a little bit more manageable so I could move them around and change the levels. So the first thing I'm going to do is to start adding some folder tracks. So same as adding an instrument track or an audio track, I'm going to right click, choose add track, and I'm going to scroll down to where it says add folder track. Okay, so this gives me a new folder and I can name the folder, and I'll call the folder bass sounds. Okay, now what I need to do is to drag and drop all of my bass sounds into that folder. So as I drag them over the folder, we get the green arrow, and it's now appeared in the folder. Okay, and I'll also put in there the bass synth, the bass piano, and the bass choir. Okay, now means I can close all them up into one sound. It still gives me a track in the arrange window, but now if I want to start copying and pasting all 4 at once, I can literally just pick up a whole block and I can edit that block at once, or I can, you know, extend things or shorten them as one block. Okay, I might want to do the same sort of thing for the synths, so I'll right click to add a new folder track and call this one synths. Okay, and then just drag and drop all of my synths into there, and so on. You get the point. So what I'd like to do, and again this is completely up to you how many folders you create or what sort of groups you put them into, but as you can see it starts to shorten your actual list of instruments because you don't need to see all of them at once sometimes, especially when we're not really sequencing anymore. It might be nicer to keep things a bit simpler on the screen. So what you should be doing then is going through and thinking about labeling your parts, thinking about putting them into a logical order so they're grouped together, and then putting them groups into folder tracks to make them a little bit easier to manage.